Welcome back to Adventures of a Black Belt Sommelier. Glad to have you join us today. I am going to take this opportunity to tell you about an absolutely wonderful Italian white wine I brought home last night. Uh, you know, it's a shame sometimes that wines go in and out of fashion. Sometimes it's just fashion. Um, Sometimes it's because they bring it on themselves. Um, the truth is that most the Pinot Grigio that sells the most, Santa Margherita, Eco Domani, a plethora of California Pinot Grigios. Why you'd make Pinot Grigio in California is beyond me. Um, are just insipid, not very interesting wines that, are just crowd pleasers because they are kind of insipid and flabby and a little sweet in the finish. And if you serve them really, really cold on a patio, uh, as a cocktail party wine, they're not too bad, but they don't really have any much interest or you know just anything other than the fact that they're kind of white wines or white um, grape juice that's got alcohol in it. But there are a handful of wines that break that mold. I mean, there are really great Pinot Grigios from Yerman and Tiefenbrunner and Terline, uh, Hofstadter, that because they're made in the grapes are grown in places which are conducive to excellent wine made from Pinot Grigio grapes. That is what that translates to is cool climate. So one of the places that is a really good place for Pinot Grigio is Trentino or Trentino Alto Adige because it's in the foothills of the Alps and it's really cool there. And so the grapes get the kind of acidity and then the minerality from the hillside, the mountainside vineyards, um, that translates to really, really excellent wine. So last night I brought up a bottle of Gaierhof, 2023 Gaierhof Pinot Grigio from Trentino. Gaierhof, by the way, is spelled Gierhof. It was stunning. It was stunning, and it's not expensive. It's under $20 a bottle. It's kind of you can find it. It's worth looking for, and it's available. One thing about Geierhof is it's imported by a company called Vias, and Vias is kind of like Kermit Lynch used to be. Kind of a guarantee of quality for wines, most especially French wines. There's a little tiny sticker on the back of the bottle that says Vias, and if it's Italian and it has that little Vias sticker on the back, it's probably going to be a really good wine, all else being equal. Well, Geierhof is imported by Vias. It is, it's light bodied. It has tremendous minerality. It has tremendous acidity. It has moderate alcohol at 13%. It's very steely. It's very clean. It's very crisp. Very acid mineral driven wine. It's just excellent. It's just excellent wine. Um, and this is how good it is. This is how much acidity and minerality there is in it. I had also opened a California Pinot Noir. I won't identify it because what I'm getting ready to say about it. It was not very good, and it was expensive. Um, but it was just kind of unfocused, and the color wasn't really very beautiful, and the it just kind of seemed like um, honestly, it seemed like a wine made by somebody on their first attempt at winemaking. It was Pinot Noir, and had been fermented and it had been bottled, but beyond that, it really, in my view, didn't have much to offer, even though it was a pretty expensive bottle of wine. I added probably I mixed about 2/3 this Pinot Noir and 1/3 the Gaierhof Pinot Grigio, and all of a sudden it was absolutely excellent. I'm not saying it was like Grand Cru Burgundy or really, very, top-notch California Pinot Noir, but it was a whole lot better than it was before I added the Gaierhof Pinot Grigio to it, because it gave it this acidity that it needed. It gave it this minerality that it needed, and it gave it this kind of laser-like focus that it was lacking. Um, it just really became really, really just. I know it's kind of sacrilege to mix wines together, but sometimes if I've got something open that's disappointed in me, and I also have something open that I think I can improve it, I do that, and sometimes it works. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it works. This time it worked. Anyway, 2023 Gaierhof Pinot Grigio from Trentino, in very northern Italy, in the foothills of the Alps. It's a wine worth looking for. It's stunning. It is what you want Pinot Grigio to be. Well, it's what I want Pinot Grigio to be, and what it these days rarely is. Beautiful, dry, fresh, crisp, high acid, mineral driven, penetrating, crisp, excellent, excellent, excellent wine. It's just, it makes your saliva flow. It makes you hungry. It makes you hungry, and it's the perfect uh, aperitif wine, because it will heighten your appetite because of that acidity. Um, so look for it. It's not expensive. It's an everyday kind of drinking wine, and it's worth every penny. 2023 Gaierhof Pinot Grigio, Gaierhof. And also look for those others, the Peter Zimmer, Terlan, Hofstadter, Yermann. Yermann's white wines are among the greatest white wines. Well, they're definitely among Italy's greatest white wines. That they make one wine called Vintage Tudenia that is one of my favorite wines of all, white wines of all. So look for Yermann, Terlan, Hofstadter, Tiefenbrunner, Peter Zimmer, but to the point of this conversation, look for the Gaierhof. Thanks for tuning in for Adventures of a Black Bull Sommelier.